So my pleasure to welcome you to the studio and to close flow for this morning. Alester, well, it says there is a middle name, Obama Wilcox. So we'll be asking him, maybe it's from Kenya, before we begin to ask if he's a Nigerian. Alester, you're welcome to the close flow.
Thank you very much, Martins. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Now, okay, so maybe we should just try to understand the framework of what we are doing.
Okay.
So, would it not be the abuse of the Constitution if we say we are a Nigerian and yet you are a non-indigene of a Nigerian state? Is that not an abuse of the Constitution itself?
Well, I think I will start by saying there is so much indiscipline at the highest level of governance in this land, in all spheres. Very often, much often than none, I have people always say our constitution, present 1999 constitution is a false, simply because the constitution says we, the people of Nigeria, agreed. And they make a assertion to the fact that it was a military-imposed constitution.
Which is not untrue.
Well, which is not untrue, but those military, whatever you call them, they are all Nigerians. So they didn't come from the moon or elsewhere Mars. Or Mars or anywhere, or from Europe or from America to give us the constitution. Now, people don't bother to look at how do we even make use of what we have as against condemning and saying it is not a people constitution, it is a military imposed constitution, it's a false, it's a lie or something. You know, so that in its own self, it's really a travesty of a society that wants to make progress. Now, coming about, like I said, there's so much indiscipline. Coming about on the official grounds, you discover that the constitution, no matter how imperfect it is, or no matter who gave it to us, no matter how it came from, makes some explicit provisions, pronouncement as to who a citizen is and who a Nigerian is. And it says that the Nigerian is free to live in any part of the country that he chooses, without any molestation, without fear, without let or hindrance, without any discrimination. But today what we have, and that's why I say it's a high level indiscipline. What do we have? Because of geographical arrangements in terms of that we call states. Now everybody seems to want to hold tight to where I belong, to the exclusion of the main norms that the Constitution has provided for everybody.
That we are all Nigerians.
That we are all Nigerians, number one. So it's covered that. Everybody wants to carve a niche and say, oh no, this is our side, this is our side, this is our side, this is our side, and all whatnot. So you discover that it's like you've put it, it's a real unfortunate that we'll find ourselves. And as the day goes by, we keep to draw ourselves backwards. I'll give you some few examples. You know, a state that used to be some states that used to be together before, Imo and Anambra and Enugu, and they used to be together before.
Yes.
All of a sudden, the governor wake up one day and
you should go.
Yes, and said everybody in the civil service of Imo State or Abia State, is there Imo and Abia now, to vacate?
Yes.
And they just throw them away. Meanwhile, these are people that had the same language, the same culture.
But they belong to the same state before.
The same everything. You know, and of course, and these people have worked. They were not really recruited into those services. They work there. Maybe some of them are married, and that is why they still remain in those services. You know, and then because yes, I agree to the fact that when you have created enclaves called states, I will call them enclaves.
Or administrative, yes,
environment. When you've created them, certainly because of scarce
resources, yes,
non-availability of sufficient resources for everybody. Yes, you might want to take care of
your own immediate responsibilities.
You know, but that should not be done in exclusive disregard to the fact that there are interests, national interests that should be taken care of, and that should supersede those other issues.
Now I like the way you have taken this. First, we must give respect to our constitution. That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
No matter how we got into it. Yes, let's understand the spirit of it and begin to apply it. I like that.
Yeah.
Then the second position you have taken is that it has been like a national malay. The indiscipline is not specific. It is not peculiar. It is that it is a general thing. everybody just seems to agree that we should disenfranchise ourselves on the basis of, say, okay, you don't come from this state, you don't come from that state. So how do we correct that first as a mindset, as a perception? Is this something to do with... Okay, wait, maybe you should answer that first before I ask the next question.
No. I think the truth of the matter is this country needs a rebirth. And the National Registration Agency did a very poor job. And so far, I don't know if they're still existing, and they're still doing a very, very poor job.
Talking about rebranding Nigeria.
Yes. We're all talking about today, rather than people looking at Nigeria as a project, everybody seems to be looking at the individual companies that make up Nigeria. You keep hearing people saying the Yoruba nation. You keep hearing people saying the Igbo nation. People, yes. You hear people saying the
South.
Ethnic nationalities. You keep hearing people saying, oh, the Hausa Fulani nation and all that. So for me, as a Nigerian, it pricks my heart. It grieves me seriously to the extent that I begin to wonder, these people that are in governance, people that are supposed to be molding this society,
leaders,
or leading this society, what do they think in their bedrooms? What goes through their minds when they are in their houses, in their offices? Rather than everybody keep talking about one ethnic being an ethnic champion, being an ethnic this and ethnic that, forgetting the fact that one thing we do today, let's even situate it in a proper. One thing we do today, it must have been ordained somehow by the Almighty God that created all of us. Now, nobody wake up one day and knew that there's a place called Nigeria. Brought in 1914.
Yes.
Now, nobody sent the British Empire then to go about the whole world,
creating nations,
conquering nations and creating nations. Nobody sent them. I mean, people felt a force must have propelled them. People felt, okay, we are in Britain, we are in Europe, or so. Let us now begin to explore. And through exploration, they came to discover all these islands, countries, and all. So, but ab initio, it came from somewhere, and some kind of being must have been responsible. So, but now we're in modern times. I agree to the fact that people are educated, people have seen life, people have isolation has caught up with people. So people now begin to ask questions. Yes, it's allowed, it's understandable, but those questions must not be asked in exclusive reference to the fact that how did we even get to this level? How did we come? How did we come about? Did my forefather plan it? Did our grandfather? Now people are always on the fact that we had a marriage of we are
convenience.
Not contented. We had a marriage of convenience. For goodness sake, Nigeria is not the only country that had a marriage of convenience. If you go to Ghana, Ghana has as much ethnic tribes as Nigeria, but we don't hear them begin to talk about the Ashanti nation, the Volta nation, or the Accra nation. You hear them call themselves Ghanaians. I'm a Ghanaian, first of all. So for me, I'm a Nigerian first of all. So Nigeria need an emotional rebirth to the fact that first we need to accept one another
as belonging to the nation.
On the fact that we are human beings on the earth, that's the first thing, the first step, to accept one another on the basis that we are humans, and that we find ourselves within the same geographical entity, and it's called Nigeria. Yes, it's not perfect because yes, we came from different whatever, but the fact remains that we are in an entity called Nigeria, and for whatever thing it takes,